Well, the Lone Ranger was probably in that first batch of songs that I had that actually started off the whole Rito project for me. It was actually written for a country artist that didn't make the set list. So after writing it, I liked it and I thought it was a decent song. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just record it myself and release it somehow. And then that kind of snowballed into the whole Rito project. So that was probably, I think, 2014, I released that first album. And so the song was probably written a little bit before that. So it's probably about 6, 7 years old. And the curious thing is that it now has three versions. So version one is all me, and then version two includes the drummer from Jason Aldean's band, Rich Redman, who plays drums on that. And then the third version is an acoustic piano version I just did for YouTube. So as far as who plays on this song, it's basically me. Like I said, it was at the beginning of the whole thing. So um, I played the bass, the piano, the acoustic guitars, the electric guitars. Even did the electric guitar solo. I'm not really an electric guitar player, but um, I needed a solo and no one was around, so I put it on, which was a lot of fun because I don't really get to do that much. So um, the other thing is, well, on the first version, I did all the drum programming on that. Um, I believe this is just about the time Scott and I were starting to work, so I don't know if we had gotten our technology together. So, and sometimes we do that anyway. Um, I'll just lay some superior drummer drums down, and because of whatever is going on, maybe we have a new song that we're starting, we just never get around to it. But anyway, in this situation, on the first version, I put the superior drummer drums on myself. On the second version, which has Rich Redman on drums, my brother Mario had gone down to Nashville and did some work with Rich Redman, and he had him play the drum tracks on that track, The Lone Ranger. Um, and then the third version is just me on piano, just a normal piano triggered through one of Contact's piano sounds and a 58. Well, the inspiration for the Lone Ranger came out of the artist that I was working with, which was a country rock artist. So, um, what I tried to do was I tried to get as much of my own background on what country tinged as I could get, and really the only stuff I could really think of was the Lone Ranger. Watching the Lone Ranger show reruns as a kid, and possibly Cisco Kid. Um, but I liked that. I liked the way visually it had a nice visual connotation in the mind. So I went ahead and tied that with a love story, Good Love Gone Bad, and basically just kind of represented the good guy as the Lone Ranger. So, and the other thing is I'm a big Elton John fan. So on his Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album, he's got a song called Roy Rogers, which I really love. So um, although their storyline was a little bit different, it wasn't based on a Good Love Gone Bad type thing. I still kind of drew from that because it was still the closest thing that I knew in the rock world. At the moment, this song is not in the live set list, but we really haven't played live in a year. So we have done it before. We played it when we did our show in Chicago. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's not there anymore. I want to say the Cubby Bear, but I don't think that was it. Um, But anyway, it was a fun night. We all rented a bus and a party bus, and we went up to Chicago in the middle of a snowstorm, and it was a good time. We were there with a couple other bands, and it was great. Yeah, we played the Lone Ranger live there, and it turned out really well. So hopefully in the future, we'll for shows coming up, if you guys want to hear that song live, just let us know, and we'll throw it in the set list. So as far as finding this song or listening to this song, you can always stop by here, www.songcraft2000.com, and listen to it here. Um, I think the first version is available on all streaming platforms, which is the solo version, meaning the one that I played all the stuff myself. The second version, which contains Rich Redmond on drums, um, I believe you can find that on Apple iTunes. Um, and I think that might be it for that one. And then the acoustic version is on YouTube. So you can find it on our Rito channel YouTube or once again here at the website.